Hey guys, got another how-to video today. It's going to be about unweighting the bike, specifically unweighting the rear so that you can carry your bike over angled logs, slippery tree roots. Mainly we're focusing on how to unload the rear, and this is going to be applied in millions of different situations. It is the key and something you're using constantly if you're riding hard terrain or if you're doing obstacles. So let's get to it. Okay, so let's go to some slow-mo and break this down a bit more. I have some better slow-mo coming up ahead, by the way. Notice my front wheel height. I'm only lifting the front wheel to lightly tap the top of the log or just totally clear it. That's fine too. If this was a really wet angled log and you tried to punch it hard with the front wheel, you're going to go down guaranteed. Once I know I'm going to clear the log with the front wheel and skid plate, I'm going to start pushing myself away from the handlebars. And this will do two things. It'll push the front wheel down, and more importantly, it'll cause the rear to lift up. Think about it this way. If you're floating in the air, like if you just took a jump, and you push yourself away from the handlebars, your bike's going to rotate forward, so the front's going to come down, and the rear is going to come up. That's exactly what I'm getting at here. And the last thing you need to do to properly de-weight is to get off the throttle on time and bend your knees to unload the foot pegs momentarily. You're doing all three steps simultaneously, basically. Get off the throttle, push yourself away from the handlebars, and bend your knees. All that kind of happens at the same time, at about this moment. And notice I'm not really getting rear wheel lift here. If you do, that's awesome. But for the most part, getting all the weight off the rear end is good enough. And you can apply the same concepts to jumping gaps and tons of other situations. Like I said, if you're out on the trail, you're shifting your weight forward and back constantly. It's just never ending. So let's do a final breakdown. Here's the approach. Bending the knees to compress the suspension, getting on the throttle, pulling the bars in toward me, driving my weight through the foot pegs, and right about here I'm off the throttle, pushing myself away from the handlebars, bending the knees, and that's that. Although that gap was so small you could have just wheelied it, but it gets the point across.
That's all, folks.